box.
I see you in the big box show.
Let's
My show. What the hell's going on here?
My days are
Good morning, Nudelberg.
He comes
Daily
back
Huddle.
and he moves right in, man.
Let's go.
So talk to me about your first day back there, son.
I hit a wall at 1:30. So that 6-hour time shift is really great for the morning. Like I've been on fire from 4 o'clock on. Like just like right now, it feels like it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me.
Which it is.
Yeah. So, but like 1:30 in the afternoon felt like 7:30 at night, and I still had 4 calls left, and I was tired. Tired.
Crazy stuff, man. Yeah, it's been jam-packed. Lots of really, really good stuff going on. Ran out and had a couple of face-to-face coffees over the last couple of days. Last night, went out for a drink. So let me shout this one out first. My friend Phil Boatman.
Yeah, I love him in the Daily Huddle
Look at
shirt.
this, man. Listen to this. He texted me from Lexington, Kentucky. He goes, I'll be there in 2 hours. I want you to be my first stop. He goes, tell me where to be and I'll Uber there. So we go, we have coffee, we sit, we reminisce about all the good things we did. We plan a major program for his team. And then we send him some follow-up. And he says, Steve, the meeting yesterday was just simply great. You always charge my batteries. I am committed to continue to bring you business, my friend. Love what you guys are doing. Really appreciate everything. Let's go. I mean, how does it get better than that?
Yeah, how does it get better than that? That's phenomenal.
We were bullshitting, and he was like, dude, everybody I put you in front of made me look better. And so there he is, man, Mr. Phil.
Phil in the house. That's awesome.
So when I brought him the swag, he was so into it. It was Daily Huddle and Are You on the Ball? And then he wears it right there, puts it right on, goes with it. So thank you, Phil, for your friendship. Thank you for everything. Another shout out. So I spoke to a group about a month ago. One of the people in the group was tangling with me. She didn't really get it, or she got it enough to challenge me. Boom. Turns out she posts as soon as I leave the meeting. Shay, knows. And she posted something personal, got like 10,000 views. I send her something like Go Gators. She comes back right back, Go Bulldogs. So she's in a new role. We went and met last night. So a shout out to Casey and Laura Sherwin. Laura will be the newest on the ball roster. But she has a passion. And Casey, her husband, we're going to talk about some really cool stuff. But he was so cool. First of all, very supportive of her, which you got to love. Number 2, really more important, she makes these energy balls. And I said, what can be better than meeting new people and talking about balls?
Yeah, well, energy balls.
We had energy
on the ball. It's too much.
They're on the ball, man. So
I love it.
It was so much fun. It was great to host, 2 young. There he is. There's
Casey in the huddle. That's awesome.
2 young, great minds and energy. And I had so much fun. It was really great. So thank you for that. So I don't know, any other updates? I know that there's a baby lurking around here, right?
Yeah. Shay's baby is doing well and is working her way out of the hospital, right, Shay?
Yeah. She temperature dropped a little bit, so precaution. Just ran some tests and stuff. Everything came back negative, so should be coming home today.
Very,
awesome.
very, very, very cool.
Let's wake up then.
Let's get some music. Let's wake up and get this show going.
Help, yeah. Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in there. No more about to thinking, top of thinking ahead. Come on now.
So So it's just so much really good stuff going on, good family stuff, good friends, good people. Today, there's Laura.
Thanks, bud. I love it.
She's got to make energy balls for the huddle, man.
No doubt. Yeah, we need some energy balls. That's
They-
yeah,
they-
that's the last thing we need, I think.
they were so confident about it, man. It was like, we make the best balls.
Oh my god! So now we got to be talking about sweaty balls, right? Like, I mean,
So you know who I'm introducing her to? Matt Williams. You know, Matt has now
Bro,
with
bro.
a formula. So
Yeah.
you just never know, man. The brain, the opportunities, they always keep coming. So speaking about brain, which is a great segue. Today is National Train Your Brain Day. And I love the focus here, that, these national days do, because, in hindsight, it's National Smile Day, National Mental Health Day. It does make you stop and focus on that subject.
Yep.
Let's focus on train your brain. There's so much that goes on in this little muscle in your brain. Some it's littler than others.
Yeah.
But the idea that it is a muscle and that you got to train it, this exercise that we do in the morning is a train your brain activity. When I get up and I read and I write and all of those things are exercises for my brain, which make me react better when the bell rings. So talk to me about what you do to train your brain.
Yeah, well, I mean, take it back to sports for a second and to a coaching career in sports and how athletes and coaches train their brains is with film study, right? Like, you don't study the playbook inside and out once you know the playbook. Once you know the playbook, then it's about moving on and studying your opponent all the time, day in and day out, to build situational awareness, to build suddenness, to build all of the skills that you need to do physically on game day. You got to have the preparation mentally. You got to have your brain trained to do that. So coming out of that and not really having film study anymore, part of my train my brain is to be absorbing content and taking in content from people that I look up to, that are in the business world, that are running businesses, that are writing great articles, that are sharing how they do things. Like the blue ocean, red ocean, email is one that I look forward to every week, because it just, and the same thing with Seth, right? We're going to talk about Seth later. It just forces me to think a little bit differently. And that, I think, is my film study now. It's not just looking back on what I did yesterday, who I worked with, how did it go, what's the follow-up needed. That's all part of it, but it's really about finding other sources to help me change my perspective or to get my wheels turning in a different way.
Mark, that's brilliant. Yes, Shay.
Well, and so we did the Tell Me Something Good with Oliver yesterday, and one of his comments was, it's not who you follow, it's who you unfollow. So you could do the same thing. It's not who you subscribe to or.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really good. Really good. So I use, when I hear train the brain, we've talked about this before, is programmed to be negative. It's going to spit out negative thoughts all the time. I think training it to go positive, training it to say, you would never send your players out on the field without a helmet. Everybody would say that's ridiculous. Well, I think I put on the helmet every day. All of the stuff that we read and write and all that stuff protects us from all the negative. I was deep into Gary Vee this morning. He's got a new book coming out. I really love what he's doing. He's picked out 12 and a half skill sets that people need for business. One of them was accountability, no secret. One of them is optimism, but he breaks it down. Those are the kind of things that are trainable. You can train yourself to be accountable.
Yeah, you can train yourself to be accountable, and you can train yourself to focus on the now. Like, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody because they were worried about some shit that was way down the road. And I was like, that's a waste of space in my mind. I don't do well with trying to forecast good and bad outcomes and setting plans for that. I do well in thinking about, where are we right now? What are the current circumstances? And what do we need to do in order to be successful moving forward from where we are? Good things could be happening, bad things could be happening, but either way, it's about focusing on where you are now and not what might happen 6 months from now that you have no control over, that you're using your energy and your time right now and your mental space taking up what should be focused on the current moment and thinking about things that you have no idea whether or not they're going to happen.
I love it. And so you mentioned Seth. Seth Godin is somebody that I'm programmed every single day. Input changes the output. He came up with a blast the other day that was just so amazing. I want to read part of what he wrote, which was amazing. It's basically shift your tech time horizon. And what he was saying is, like, it's here. You got to train yourself to do it. We can choose to live behind the curve or ahead of it. It's a choice. Love choices. Most people just shiver and, oh my God, it's my choice to have responsibility. It turns out that there are significant rewards for pushing through discomfort and getting much better. What do we talk about? Get better 1%. Physically and mentally, if you push yourself through that discomfort, yes, if you don't know it, you can learn it, train it, boom, get better at it. He said, and all the resources that are suddenly freely available to us, like data acquisition, learning technologies, financial tech, marketing, new social networks, they're right here. They're right in front of you. I met with the folks from the ABC affiliate, TV affiliate in Boston yesterday. They, as a group, purchased LinkedIn like a pro. And let me tell you something, there were people who thought they knew LinkedIn. I did a 30-minute opener for them. And they were like, holy shit, I don't know. Like, if you unpack it, and that's the best part about the world we live in, you can train it. You can find the content to get trained.
That's the best part about where we are today, is that the information is out there. And we created Get on the Ball to make what we teach and what we do available to people anytime, anywhere. That same mentality, that same mindset, that same, product is available for anything. I was in Italy for 10 days. I don't speak any Italian. Non parlo italiano. I told everybody that as soon as I met them. But that didn't stop us from discovering everything there was to do, because we had everything we needed right at our fingertips in our phone. I could pull up a map. I could do a Google search. I could learn things real quick. I could get a background on a restaurant or on a neighborhood. All of those things are right. So I think what used to be so hard and was such a barrier for entry for so many people is not hard, but they still think it is.
Love it, love it, love it. So this whole LinkedIn thing that we're really on, we believe if you get trained, it changes your life. For anybody who has not been trained, for anybody who wants a refresher, the end of the month, the last Friday of October, we are doing a 1-hour Learn LinkedIn Like a Pro. We're doing it actually live, so you'll be able to jump right in, ask questions, do whatever, and all of the proceeds of that event will go to Pink Pumpkins. So it's a Pink Pumpkin Learn LinkedIn Like a Pro. All the details will be shared today. We'll just make it really simple. Show me the last guy that we did the 1-hour Learn LinkedIn for. Boom, Rob. Shay, thank you. There you go. Couldn't believe that an hour had gone by. It was the fastest hour in a session of that nature that I've ever experienced in 30 years. It's a game changer. We know it. We're happy to share it. And we're going to train people and give all the money to charity. So be looking for details on that. Even as a refresher, a chance to ask us questions. The world is changing. Give me some motivational music.
We're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to be persistent when we're standing at a distance. So we keep waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. What you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world.
So I don't know if you know this, but John Mayer is now the lead for the Reformed Dead. Like the great people, the new Dead that's on tour. John Mayer is leading that.
Did not know that.
Do you care?
No, not at all. I like John Mayer. Don't love John Mayer. Like, you know, if he was like a part of a music festival, maybe I'd see him, but I'm not going out of my way to go see him.
I really love John Mayer. Always have right from the get-go.
Are you a deadhead?
He's a deadhead, right? So for today, to close the show in the last 15 minutes or so, it is also National Silly Sayings Day. And there's tons of silly shit that we say that just doesn't make any sense. So I pulled a couple from people we know, and then I have a whole list. I don't know if you pulled the list, but there's a whole list of shit I can go through. So the first one is Robin Williams, God rest his soul. Why do they call it rush hour when nothing moves? Why do they do that? I mean, it's
Classic.
Silly. Classic, doesn't make sense. Then let's go to our friend, George Carlin. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
Great one-liner. Excellent.
On silly stuff. And then this one is not attributed to anybody, but it was one that caught me so funny. Like, I'm still trying to unpack this one. Shay, show me Monday. Why is Monday so far from Friday and Friday so near to Monday?
Yeah, it's well done. I love the thought.
I'm still stuck, man. I'm like, I can't answer that. I'm like, it's silly. I'm just being silly with it, you know? So in the last, 15 minutes or so here, which we have, I want to
5 minutes. It's 8:15, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Look at me. We have 5 minutes, even better. I want to just randomly jump to a couple of these, like the saying, "It's raining cats and dogs."
I don't know what. I mean, I'm assuming that came from somewhere in England at some point, somehow, some way. Like, that's one thing that I figured out about the English language is that it's definitely the most difficult thing to learn because, like, I was in Italy for 10 days. I started picking up some stuff pretty quickly. Like, I had some sayings here and there. I was able to walk in and out of a place and greet people. Very different than the difficulty of the English language, which why would you, like, if you were to say it's raining cats and dogs and somebody who didn't speak English were to hear you say that, they would think you were insane.
Right. That's exactly right. So this whole fascination with cat, like it's cat got your tongue.
Yeah. Also, I mean, my favorite has to be the hair of the dog that bit you then, right? We all know what that means, right? Like, but where did that come from? Like, did a dog actually bite you and you were supposed to get some of their hair to make you feel better? Like, I don't get it.
So here it gets better. Fly in the ointment.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So I saw this. I was watching TikTok and this comedian. He was like, he's like, when black people see somebody run naked, they're butt naked. When white people see, it says stark naked. What the start?
What is start? Right. Crazy.
How about off your rocker?
Right. What is did somebody
like,
get
what does that mean? Like, you're so old you're crazy and you got off your rocker, or I don't get it.
Here's a good one. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. What's a gift horse? Right?
I have no idea what that means. Like, not even a little bit.
Right. So, we're talking silly stuff. So people get frustrated and they go, "For Pete's sake."
Who's Pete?
It's like, or this one, like, heavens to Betsy.
Yeah, I don't know who's Betsy. So Casey Sherwin chimes in. I would love for people in the audience, people in the huddle to come out with some, because I love that, like, out of your tree, or the Oh, so interesting. The gift horse said, "Is that from the Trojan horse story?" Randy says, "Is that from the Trojan horse story?" Maybe. A gift horse coming through, don't look him in the mouth. Maybe. That's a great give for that.
So how about this one? So we have a new baby in the On the Ball family. People always refer to it. I slept like a baby. A baby cries all night. What the fuck? What does that mean? Like, what? It's crazy. So that doesn't work. Come on, give me another one. So,
well, I mean, the one that does work is, speaking of babies, is like soft as a baby's ass.
okay,
right?
that
Like, you don't shave your face for a while, and then you give it a good shave. That thing is silky smooth, and Shay would know right now just how soft the baby's ass is.
well, if you remember correctly, for Ideal Image, we did a campaign with Junior Seau.
Oh yeah, that's right, with the baby, where he was holding the baby.
And we said if you go to Ideal Image, it'll be smooth as a baby's butt. You know?
Yeah.
And I will tell you, at the filming of that baby peed on Junior numerous times. Holding up the baby without a diaper, spang.
That's awesome.
How about this one? Beat around the bush.
Yeah, I don't get it. Are you supposed to go through the bush? Because nobody likes to walk through the bushes, right? Like,
So here's another one. Under the weather.
I mean, I kind of get that one.
Under the weather, but what does that mean? Under the weather?
Like you're stuck underneath it.
But so am I on? Like if I get back to normal, am I above the weather?
I mean, if you're flying, you're above the weather.
That's an interesting thought. Maybe is that aspirational? I don't know. So this one's fantastic, because I hear people talk, you know what? It cost me an arm and a leg.
That's expensive.
It's a
It's expensive.
very expensive project.
Well, if you reference Monty Python, tisk but a scratch.
Sure.
His
I mean, swing for the fences, right?
swing for the fence, swing, bada, 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 bada.
I love it.
I don't know if there's anything else here, by hook or by crook. Bite the bullet.
So I don't know if this is Eddie Dyke says saying bless you when you sneeze. I don't know if there's any truth to this, but it's, the what I understood was that your heart stops when you sneeze. So they say bless you because your heart restarted and that you didn't die when you sneezed. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but
I don't know. But let's close it out with this last one because his fascination with cats and dogs. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah. I don't know. The cat's not in the tree. I don't get it.
That's what are they? The pointers. When they go coon hunting, so they're barking.
Oh, right.
Because the raccoons go up in the tree.
They're hunting for raccoons.
You still lost me. Nope.
There you go, Shay. I love it. Thanks for the background.
I got some knowledge here and there, random things.
Thank you for being
Catherine Holcomb, push those demons back in. I've never even heard that. I love it.
So, if you're looking for a way to open up a dialogue with somebody, just say, hey, did you ever hear of this?
D. Robinson, I love it. My aunt used to tell us to make nice salad versus what? A bad salad, right? Like, a mean salad? Like,
right. So, on that theme, when somebody leaves, they go, drive carefully.
As opposed to driving like a jackass.
Drive like a freaking maniac. I'm just, drive, fly safe.
Fly safely. So Gabby and I do this all the time. Like if you say to somebody, like we'll say it to each other, we no longer say fly safely. We just say, we'll tell the pilot. Because if somebody tells you to fly safely, the proper response should be, okay, I'll tell the pilot.
Always fun with the English language. Yeah. Shout outs to John Breckenridge. John is hailing from Sacramento. John, thank you for Krista. We had a dynamite dialogue yesterday. I believe early. So I get this mixed up. John, are you a Dodger fan or a Giant fan?
He's a Giant fan.
He's
so game 5.
Oh,
game time coming up.
Yeah, he's in Sacramento. He's in the Bay Area.
So
That's Bay Area territory.
So they're waiting on game 5.
That's awesome.
So Shay, in closing, why is it a 5-game series? It feels too short.
Well, they're usually the DSs are usually 5. And then everything else is 7.
Why is it a 5-game series? Because they've already played 300 games this year. That's why. Like, play less games during the season. You can have more playoff games. But so
shout out to everybody who showed up this morning. Shout out to everybody who's watching this on replay. Kim Swears was here, the boat boss. We don't see her that often. So there's Dan Nelson. Dan and John, both friends, both clients, knocking the shit out of each other.
Going at it. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. End the month the right way with Pink Pumpkins. Get better at LinkedIn. Tell somebody to get better with LinkedIn. Let's raise money for a great cause. And let's all train our brains to be the best we can.
We'll have the event up and posted today in the afternoon. So, and then remember, scan the QR code if you watch it back, or scan it now and make your donation.
Right. Shout out to Howie Craw and Lori Erich, who both donated yesterday. So
Bang, let's go.
Today, bang, bang, bang. We're getting close to our goal. We're committed. Eddie Dykes, Lori Salarillo, everybody that's giving. And come on, baby. Let's go.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million